Hello, BookTube. Well, Christopher's back. We went book hunting again today. And today we did the pinnacle of book hunting. I know that there are people who would argue with that. They would say the Strand in New York City or Powell's or even the Book Barn in Niantic, Connecticut. But today we went to the Brattle Bookshop, which feels like the pinnacle in my mind because it's like home to me. And it's all the better. The Brattle is all the better when I have someone to carry the bags and I have a car to get them back here. That is just wonderful. So, what were your impressions? You've been there before, yes?
Yes, I have, and I love it every time I'm there. You got recognized, of course.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I swear I did not arrange it. I was in the sale lot when somebody walked up to me. He's probably watching this video and said, "Are you Steve Donahue?" And said he liked my channel and that he had left store credit for me. I didn't plan it. And I usually go to the Brattle first thing. We got there later than that, and it was swarming with people.
Oh, yeah.
They were everywhere.
Yeah.
We still managed to have fun, though.
We did, yes.
And we got
get some good stuff.
A pile of books.
Yeah.
A pile of books. So, I thought we'd go through them. I can kick off with two that did not come from the Brattle. Yeah. They actually came in the mail. One of you found this, Journey to Summer and North with the Spring by Edin Way Teal, which complements the volume that someone sent me. There's now one volume of this set that I don't have. Autumn is the only season that I don't have. So very, very grateful. I already sent a grateful email, but that was wonderful. What a thing to come back here to.
Well, I guess I'll start with my pile. I've got A Religious History of the American People. I see this in used bookstores all the time. I've always been curious about it, but it's always in horrible condition, no matter what edition I see it in. But now I have the ability to rebind books. So I was thinking about getting this and kind of taking it apart and rebinding it and, see what
That's
happens.
about as bad a shape as the Brattle will sell a book in.
Yeah.
If it's worse than that, they usually won't. I found Trollope. I found the last of the Barset novels, the Last Chronicle of Barset. This huge thing. This is a weird penguin. I don't really know what to make of this. I don't think the American version of this was this big. But this is terrific. This winds up the story of Barchester. It winds up the story of Dr. and Mrs. Prouty. It winds up the story of all the people that we have known. And believe it or not, despite how huge it is, the inciting incident and the dramatic center of this story could not be simpler. It could not be smaller. A forged check for an amount of money that a person in London today would not pick up off the ground. That's the motoring incident of the whole book. But it's not the payoff. The payoff's been coming from book after book after book. Every reader of the Barchester stories wants someone to speak their mind to Mrs. Prouty. It's a very satisfying book. I don't think we can do it as a read aloud because we'd have to get through all the other Barchester books first. But you never know. It stands on its own. It does stand on its own. So it's nice to get a Penguin Classic too.
I got this.
Oh my!
The Great Wave by David Hackett Fisher. I know of this book's existence, but I really don't know anything about it. But I saw a nice hardcover of it, and I generally, whenever I branch out and read books like this, I really, really enjoy them. This is the type of nonfiction that I do get a lot of use out of, so I wanted to get a copy of it.
I found some fiction. We can go through some. I will end up my stack with history. But the first one that I found, some of you are going to have to tell me about this because I don't know what it is. I grabbed it because I didn't know what it is. This is Invericonium by M. John Harrison. And you've got two guys there just sort of drinking on the floor while a creature unmasks itself in the background. It's one of the strangest covers that I've ever seen. And I have been trying to figure out what this book is without success. Is this the Pastel City in a unicorn edition that changed its title? Is it Vericonium Nights in a unicorn edition that changed the title? I thought for a minute that it was Storm of Wings because of the way it starts. Ashline, the portrait painter, of whom it had once been said that he put his sitter's soul in a killing bottle, then pinned it out on canvas for everyone to look at like a broken moth, kept a diary. One night he wrote in it, "The plague zone has undergone one of its periodic internal upheavals and extended its boundaries another mile." That should be the beginning of A Storm of Wings. But when you see the listing by the same author, A Storm of Wings is listed. So, A Storm of Wings with Ashline the Painter and the Plague Zone and the Barley Brothers, that all started off as a short story. Maybe this is Invericonium. Maybe Invericonium is Vericonium Nights in some other... I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to look it up because I love the Vericonium stories. I just love them. But that was something that I grabbed because I didn't know what it was, and everything at Brattle is so cheap. So if you have the least bit of curiosity, you can just grab something, and I'll figure it out later. That's especially true for me because if I grab something because it's dirt cheap on a whim, and the whim doesn't pay off, well, it can go on the pile and get sold. The Brattle is my slow motion for pay library.
Next is You Can Kill Each Other After I Leave, which I believe is your copy
Yes,
of it. This is new. Patrick Strickland, who I know nothing about. This topic is something that I am at least a little bit familiar with, and I saw it on your channel and was interested in it, and then I recognized it obviously right away when I saw it. I didn't realize it was the same one, but I really wanted it, so there you go.
I gave Christopher instructions when that happened. I'm gonna stress them again to all of you. If you see a book, I know I complain all the time about how I'm constantly mailing things out to people, and how I'm. What was your term? The brickwork, the unnoticed background noise of BookTube.
Yeah.
I know that all of that is true, but nevertheless, even though I bellyache about it, if you see something on my channel that you want, new or old, send up a flyer. I might say no. I might want it myself. I might need it for a month until I'm done with it, but don't let this happen to you. Not Christopher coming for a visit. I don't know if you want that to happen to you, but
probably not.
Don't let that happen to you. If you see something on my channel, we go through a lot of books on this channel. If you see something that you want, at least let me know. But anyway, I found a hardcover of the Book of Merlin, the fifth and final part of The Once and Future King by T.H. White. I love this. I don't see it that often. I especially don't see it that often in hardcover. And I'm pretty sure that the hardcover that I have is in rough shape because I go back to it all the time. It is absolutely wonderful. It is in main part a debate about the worth of humans. So I am directly involved. I am directly involved in that question. And I love it. I just think it's wonderful.
Okay, this one you put in my hands. This is The Transcendentalists and Their World by Robert A. Gross. I don't know anything about it, but this definitely does seem like a book that's right up my alley. So
you're going to love it.
I'm very happy to have it.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, this looks great.
But the hardcover was right there in the sale lot. I never see it used. I didn't want to hold out for the paperback, although I'm not 100% sure that I'm not on the paperback. I don't know. But the book is well worth it. More fiction. I got Fire Upon the Deep by Verna Vinge. This is the hardcover with the beautiful cover artwork of the mass market paperback where I originally read this. This and its sequel were out in the sale lot, but I'm not all that, I know this is heresy, but I'm not all that fond of the sequel. This is just brilliant. One of the great science fiction novels of all time. So when I saw the hardcover, especially since these were in the days when you could get a hardcover deal from your publisher. You didn't have to wait to find a hardcover in a science fiction book club. So just a neat, perfect condition hardcover of this to go in the collection that I have, a discreet but still a sizable collection of science fiction that is just that good that you want to keep it. I have that for Vericonium as well. I just don't know what this thing is. I have no idea. I will find out.
Okay, this one, you're going to laugh when you see it because it keeps showing up. It's The Lunatic Express.
Only at the Brattle could you have multiple copies of
Charles
this thing.
Miller, yeah. So, I mean, I only know this because you've talked about it several times. I think it showed up as a Hedgehog book recommendation. But yeah, I mean, my interest was piqued. I never thought I'd actually see it, but when I did, I was like, oh, I should definitely get this.
You want to read the subtitle
Yes,
out loud and
I'll-
get canceled?
Probably. It'd be a safer option not to do that.
We can go to Geeky. I every once in a while I geek out in the sale lot. I found John King's very early book by him on Spencer. I absolutely love Edmund Spencer. I know that's not exactly a trendy thing to do, but this is a wonderful poetical study. He is really, really good at this sort of thing, and he wrote this very early in his career when he was a hottie. Let's see if the book shows me. Oh, yes, indeed. Here he is as a baby. Goodness gracious. I know the book, but I've never owned a copy, so great.
You should probably keep going.
Yes?
I'm running a little thin. Yeah.
I found this, the Classical Roman Reader. It's got all sorts of Roman authors in translation, all sorts of different translations, not just one person. And I got it mainly because I am worried about this jaundiced view that I take of work in translation these days. I used to love it, and I'm hoping that this will jog me back to being interested in English language translations in their own right. This had a companion volume, Classical Greek Reader, that I did not see. I would have loved to get both of them at the same time, but I'll take this one.
This is a piece of science. This is Edward O. Wilson, The Diversity of Life. Love the cover on this, by the way. But I was gifted a copy of some of Edmund Wilson's stuff, and that was the first time I had heard of him. And then I looked into him, and I became more and more interested. And then I saw a copy of this, and
He's great.
I went right for it. So, yeah, happy to have it. You should probably do 2 for every one that I do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found a perfect condition copy of Edmund Morris's The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt. There he is as a teenager, running in between the campus buildings that we drove by this afternoon. There's when he decided, with his father's help, I simply will not be weak. I have weak arm muscles. I am asthmatic, but I will not accept that. I will not be weak. His father didn't say, you won't be weak or I won't love you. His father said, why be weak? The world needs strong people, so he just decided to be strong. And this is the story of Theodore Roosevelt as everything. Devoted son, devoted husband, New York politician, cattle rancher, Wild West dude, all the way up to the precipice of the presidency that everyone feared. Everyone in Washington circles was afraid. Why would McKinley choose this lunatic as his vice president? What if something happens to McKinley? This guy would be president. And everyone thinks he's crazy. So why would anyone want that? And the refrain was, nothing's going to happen to McKinley. This is great. This book was the foundation of Edmund Morris's career as an odd and immersive biographer. And it was partially lambasted by my critical brethren when it first came out, who criticized it for being all about Theodore Roosevelt at the complete expense of the rest of the world. And I don't agree with that. I don't see that. I would have entered into the list had I been reviewing books at the time. But I love it. And it's going to go on the shelf right behind us. The shelf right behind us is biographies. So, and you can see, because I'm being good, there's room up there. I should do another one.
Yeah.
Another novel, The Rules of Civility. I found a hardcover. This is Olive at a Book Olive. This is her favorite book. And I love it too. It just had a kind of thematic, if not plot sequel. But this book is an elegant little wonder. And I usually, when I see it at the Brattle, I usually see the trade paperback. So when I saw the hardcover, I grabbed it.
This is another one that you pushed on me. This is
right.
This is the literary Churchill. I know nothing about this. Jonathan Rose, don't know anything about it, but
good. And it's on the shelves behind.
Yes, I noticed.
It's
I think it might be
somewhere
right
back
behind me, actually. Yeah, but I mean, it's Yale. Looks cool.
Should I reach back there and get it? why don't you take your shirt off so that I can reach back there again?
I got it. It's right here.
Oh, all right.
Right
Well,
here. All right.
I guess if that was a deal breaker, I mean, it's a two-part thing, not the one without the other.
Dodged a bullet.
So did all of you. Take my word for it. Anyway. Oh no, it's the earring. There goes the comments field. Oh my God, we'll never get the comments field under control. He was very obediently not wearing an earring in the last video. Oh, look at that. It's as big as life.
People think that my entire life revolves around whether I do or don't wear the damn thing.
Well, I know the two that I can do next because they are of a piece. I got
Okay.
two American Civil War books in my ongoing quest to be a Civil War guy. I found two staples that I didn't have. I found A Landscape Turned Red by Stephen Sears about Antietam. Really, probably the best popular audience one-volume treatment of Antietam and its seismic effects, where you suddenly realize Antietam and Shiloh, you suddenly realize, oh, no, this is not going to be a little hanky-waving affair. This is a war where there will be winners and losers, but also enormous numbers of casualties who don't care anymore about winning and losing. They just don't want to die. And Sears does a really good job. So I got that. I also found another staple book, Battle Cry of Freedom. This is in the Oxford History of the United States series. It's probably, well, no, not probably, it is hands down their best-selling volume. I often think how nice it would be to have the whole of this series. Middlecombe's book on the American Revolution is absolutely terrific. The book about the Great Depression years is huge and absolutely terrific. There are a lot of them that I would get, but I haven't reread this in so long. This or Landscape Turned Red. I often ignore both of them in favor of just rereading the pertinent parts of Bruce Catton, but that doesn't. He's not the only person who can write well about the Civil War. So I got them both. I wouldn't have if I hadn't had a car.
Well, this is my last book. It's a complete shot in the dark. I know nothing about it, but I loved the cover. This is a book on
Oh no, you're
King Henry
kidding.
the Sixth, Ralph Griffiths, and I was like, I mean, it's a massive book on King Henry the Sixth. And I don't know. I mean, I was just enamored with the way that it looked, and I just wanted it. Oh my God.
Again, I want to stress, if you see me hold up a book on my channel, new or old, and you want it, send up a flyer. Instead of going through this huge kabuki laundry cycle where it goes here, then it goes to the Brattle, then you happen to find it and buy it and lug it back here. I can finish up with two biographies. I found a biography of Bonnie Prince Charlie, which I've never read a whole biography of this guy. I'm pretty sure that I didn't read this when it originally came out. So it'll be full of characters that I know better from fiction, from Victorian fiction. I know those characters a lot better than I do in biography. And then I gave in with Phillips Payson O'Brien. I gave in with his book, The Second Most Powerful Man in the World, about Admiral Leahy. I gave in. I talked about him in, I believe, a Hedgehog book recommendation. Mm-hmm. I talked about him, and I really like the way he writes. I had this book. I wrote about this book, but I didn't keep it. And when I saw it and realized I don't have to lug it to the car and I don't have to drive it back here, I grabbed it. It was fine by me. And there you go.
Yep.
That is our Brattle trip. A beautiful, beautiful day. Yesterday was raw and rainy the whole time. And then today, beautiful, sunny, and 80. Mm-hmm. Just lovely. So I don't know that we'll be going back to the Brattle, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
And then we got back here to my screaming little baby. And you met everybody. You met everybody at the Brattle.
Yeah, I did.
Talked to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I did too. I hadn't been there in a while, so it was lots and lots of fun. Went upstairs, went to the sale lot. I saw a lot of stuff. The Brattle has recently did an enormous buy. Two enormous buys. One on higher math. Volume after volume after volume on higher mathematics.
Wow.
And the other on science fiction. tons of science fiction, tons of it, including what looks to me like an almost complete collection of analog. And the old Galaxy magazine, there are thousands of them. That I don't know if it's complete, but those things have, outside of very rarefied collector circles, where specific numbers probably could fetch in numbers, but you would be paying more to get an employee to search that out and sit in front of a computer all day than you would get from the book when it finally did go through. So all those things are going to go out into the sale lot eventually. I'm sure they are. And I was tempted, but I didn't get any of them. I was a good little boy. I get those things and then they sit around. So, but it was tempting. I pulled out one at random, one old Galaxy magazine, I think it was, and it had so many great names in it. Oh my God, just that one issue, including the short story Far From the Shore by Gordon Dixon that he then made into a novel. Anyway, there's lots more of that coming out. Lots more of both of those, so it's going to be fun to visit. But maybe not tomorrow.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. So, well, have fun, BookTube. We'll be back. Thank you.